Welcome, dear viewers, to CouchWarrior TV on YouTube. I'm the CouchWarrior, and you are watching Ashes, a Skyrim SE Let's Play featuring Marl, Dunmer Mage. In the last episode, we arrived here in Rorikstad after dark. We are now setting up an encampment here where our companions can get some rest. And to do this, it's kind of interesting. I'm using a combination of the campfire mod and all the really cool camping features provided by the Dragon Killer cart. So I'm using them all together. And I think it should be kind of interesting. Let's see what happens here.
I wonder what became of St. Geo. I met him once, you know.
Okay. For the most part, what I've been doing is trying to keep my display settings off when at all possible. I just like the immersion of it, but we'll turn them on here so that we can kind of keep track of what's going on. Let's use lights. Turn the lights on. There we go. That's cool. All right, so our cart did indeed have a lot of useful gear, including firewood and all kinds of stuff. So now we are going to go to our resourcefulness. This is from Campfire. So I do like the campfire options that are going to allow us to advance our skills in that particular area and actually acquire some perks and stuff like that. So I'm going to be using that, but there are a lot of additional features that we can set up in our camp provided by the Dragon Killer cart that we're going to use as well. So it'll just allow us to create a more interesting campsite, I guess. All right, so I've got all this firewood. We're going to create some kindling first. We're going to add kindling, and we acquired some tundra cotton. We'll use that as a fire starter. Now, when I'm doing this from a roleplay perspective, I'm kind of pretending as if you know, Sero and Whack Whack are capable of helping to do some of this stuff, that it's not all strictly Marl taking care of this business. So that's kind of how I think of it when I'm playing. So we should think of that as well here as we go forward. So we're going to set Flickering Campfire. We'll go to Crackling Campfire. Okay. That's good enough for now. Okay, now we've got some things that we have added to our inventory that come from the Dragon Killer cart. We've got this roasting spit. So we're going to try and place this, see how this works. Again, it's been a while. So in this particular case, where with Campfire, all I really do is click to activate the item that I want to deploy. For Dovahkiin's Dragon Killer cart, I actually have to drop it from inventory. So I'm going to click R, okay, and see what it does. It kind of just places it. So if I don't like where it's at, I have to break it down. So I'm going to move forward. And this is just kind of trial and error method here. A little bit less control, but it still works. Now, okay, it appears as though what it's doing is it's putting it right where I'm standing. So let's break it down. Fortunately, I gotta stand like right in the fire to do this, I think. Let's try it this way. Here we go. Ah. Gentlemen. Mr. Thero, we need you. Okay, let's go to tweak commands. Now Mr. Sero is in relaxation mode. So We're going to have him follow us. See, right there. We have a threat. A threat. So what we're going to do is we have to stow some cargo, so we are going to put back some of this torch oil. We're going to store away most of it. Okay. All right, and then here is where we're putting the bulk of our firewood, so we're going to put that back. Just trying to keep things in the right places. Okay, and store these guys as well. All right, so glass. Okay, so we are unencumbered now. We must deal with this, gentlemen. Come. What is that song you're humming all the time, Mr. Pharaoh? Not that it's unpleasant, but it gets stuck in my head all the time. Now, who is this? Look, it's something infested. Quickly, did we miss it?
What's our next move?
I'm sorry, Mildred. Why on earth can't I cast that? Must be exhausted. It's not surprising.
I don't know why I decided to make my way to Soulstarm to seek my fortune.
It's
I
gone.
should have
Look.
stayed at home.
What happened? Something killed him. What is this powder? We shall take the sample and test it. This poor bastard. He was infested with negative Locan particles. His body actually converted them to negative. That's one thing that most people don't understand. They don't appreciate the fact that Locan particles are, by themselves, purely neutral. You know that? Yes. It's a little known fact about Locan particles. Well, interesting. Something killed him. It could be that the particles themselves overwhelmed his system. That would not surprise me in the least. Very well, let us get back to our camp, make a meal, get some rest. I suggest that we set watches tonight. I don't believe it would be a good idea for all of us to be sleeping at the same time. Okay, let's finish setting up our camp. All right. We're going to set up a couple of torches. We've got some torch oil. And the other thing that we're going to need in order for this to work is some leather strips. I think 4 ought to do it. So this is really just going to provide some extra light, which is going to help anybody who is on guard duty for the night. So we're going to set up a standing torch, drop it. Okay. It just plants it in the ground here at my feet. Now I can activate it. I'm going to use some lamp oil and leather strips to activate this thing. There we go. And it provides a little extra light. And we're going to put one at the back side of the camp as well. Next to our noble steed. Okay. Drop that here. There we go. Now, we are going to release Teldrin to do his thing. And we're going to investigate what we can cook. We've got some supplies on the wagon that we can use. So, we're going to confirm that spot for it. And we've got all kinds of different things that we can make. We've got plenty of salt. So I think it's just a matter of picking some items that we want to use from our chuck wagon here. So I think it is this barrel. Yeah, this is where we've got our stuff. So we will take a couple of cabbages. Some green apples. Take these leeks. Now you'll notice the one thing that I have here is 10 units of frost salts in this barrel. The idea being that frost salts are in the barrel to keep the items cool and preserve them. So this barrel specifically meant for food, and it's supposed to act kind of like a little refrigerator, if you will, keeping these things cool. Okay. Honey nut treat could be fun. Now we're going to take all of these red apples. Take a couple of these. Look at all these water skins. We've got a whole bunch of extra water. Okay. So we will take one water skin. And we're going to put back in its place the empty water skin that we have. And the last thing, I was going to look and see if we had any garlic, but it doesn't appear as though we have any garlic. So that's okay. We'll make whatever we can here. We're bound to be able to make something with this. Okay. We're going to make the apple cabbage stew. Should be a hearty meal. Okay. And then we're going to use these red apples to make some apple juice, which is going to be Marl's beverage of choice. Not only is it a delight to drink, but it helps to keep me regular. Which is always a good thing, Mr. Whack. Yes? Yeah, you don't want to be stopped up when you're out here in the wilderness and whatnot. Okay. So, let us eat and rest, shall we? Excuse me, Mr. Whack. You're underfoot again. Thank you. Anyway, it's... You know, there's a lot that can be done here. It's kind of amazing. I like this feature, too, being able to see them through the tent. Okay, so let's have something to eat. Have some hot apple cabbage stew. Wash it down with some apple juice. Okay, categorize this consumable item for I need. It is a drink. And it is non-alcoholic. Very good. And we'll have a honey nut treat. And a little bit of water. That is a good meal. Okay, so... Oh, that's so cool. I can talk to other people in here, turn the lights on and off. So, what I'm going to do is lie down and we'll get some rest. Not sure what Teldrin is going to do here. Oh, looks like he's going to sleep too. You have the first watch, Mr. Whack. Enjoy. All right. We'll do 8 hours.
Our journey's been quite rewarding so far. Hopefully you won't mind sharing the spoils.
What? It's morning. Nobody woke me up for my shift in the watch. Gentlemen, I appreciate the gesture, but I assure you I'm capable of taking a watch. I mean, I'm not completely decrepit. It's nice of you as well, though. I have to admit. I was awfully tired. Certainly. All right, time to pack it up. Let's break down this.
There's something you need.
Just a little help in breaking down our campsite, if you would.
I'll let you know tomorrow.
Good morning. Hello.
Crop sold well at the market. Well done. I'm trying something new, offering discounts
Hi
on
there.
purchases. So
Where
far,
could I find... Excuse me. Where could I... Well... there appears to be an inn up there. We can go and see about
There's
trading.
something you need.
Actually, no. Why don't you keep an eye on these things? I'm going to walk
There's
up to the
something you
inn
need.
and see what is up there. But before we do that, we have to take a look here. I think that Marl's hat is in here. Very good. There we go.
Sir.
Much better. Since it's not raining or anything, I thought I could just wear my hat. It is my favorite, after all. Would you like to light the fire again? Do we have enough wood? I don't know. Yes. I do not have any wood.
Sarah.
So, let us grab what we have here. Perfect. And I think, I have some things I do not need. Let's see, these robes. Store those. Armor, I do not need to carry this with me. Certainly. We were in a hurry to get out of there before. So, this is weighing me down. Excellent. Mr. Thero, I shall endeavor to light this fire for you. so you can be nice and warm while we are gone. Would be rude to do otherwise.
Yes, Sarah.
Nothing, just lighting a fire. Okay. Good to make a hot breakfast. All of that good stuff. This is actually a nice little campsite right here. Look at, he's going into town. Hey! That is funny. Oh, he's going to talk to the farmers, maybe. Alright, let's make this into a flickering fire. We don't need a sustained fire for very long, because we won't be staying that long. Oh, Mr. Whack, come here. I have 5 septums that said he's going to talk to her about his armor.
I wish there was a silk strider around here.
Look at him. He's trying to impress her with his outlander talk. Come on. 5 septums, Mr. Whack. 5 septums says within a few minutes he's going to start talking about his armor. He's trying to impress this woman. Does he not know she's married? I believe she's married to that gentleman over there. It's going to be a fist fight. I hope I'm around to see it. But I have things to do. Okay? We'll be back shortly, Mr. Theroux. Oh, what a lovely day it is. What a lovely day. So Marl and Whack Whack are going to go up here to the inn and see if we can talk to someone here about trading for a few things. Would love to get our hands on more salt, and certainly some garlic would be great. We can cook some stuff with that. That would be good to have.
Come on in. We got warm food, warm drinks, warm beds.
Yes. Cozy place you have here. Hello.
I only take real coin here. No handouts and no bartering.
Well, you have nothing to worry from me. I have coin.
Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
Yes, I'm interested in what you have. Oh, salt. Yes, we'll take the salt. Food. Well, I'm spilling over with tomatoes, but leeks. Leeks could be nice. What have we got that you might like? Anything to trade? Not really. Can't have my torch oil. Very good. That's fine. Actually,
Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry.
I have it on good authority that Mr. Theroux likes ale, so we are going to buy him some ale. I'm sure he would appreciate that. Don't want to come back empty-handed after all. Yes, certainly. Come, Mr. Whack. Let us be on our way. What is this? Book collecting. Look at this, Mr. Whack. Ways that we could make a little bit of extra money. Somebody's looking for pelts. Somebody's looking for books. I'm always looking for books. Deliveries. Bounties, of course. People looking for all kinds of things. Investigation request. Investigate 2 citizens who have disappeared. I regret that I cannot take that at this time. If I didn't have to report to Whiterun for my job, that would be another thing. What is this? Golden Fields Supplies. It is confirmed. Leaving Skyrim. My trip in Solstheim. the war and the people to the people of Rorikstead. What is that? Let's see what we can learn about the locals, Mr. Whack. It's always good to get some local flavor when you are traveling. That's what I always say. It looks like a missive to the people of Rorikstead. Dear everyone. Well, that's generalizing, is it not? I want to tell you that in these trying times, we are doing our best to keep Rorikstead safe and secure. While we do not have any high walls to protect us, nor a large guard force to keep us safe, we are not without means to deal with both savage men and beasts who wish to do us harm. Whiterun is far from here, and we cannot count on only the Jarl and his men to keep us safe. Therefore, we shall assemble the town militia, and those of us who are veterans of the Great War shall instruct the younger ones in the use of both shield and sword. This is merely a precaution. Hopefully, we will have no need for deploying the militia, and luckily Rorikstead has been safe from most of the trouble of the province so far. We can also count ourselves blessed with yet another bountiful harvest, and I will have you all know that we celebrate Harvest End as usual this year, in thanks to the divines for providing us with their blessings. If you have any questions, do see Jonan? I am leaving much of the militia organization in his capable hands. Rorik. Huh. Rorik, indeed. Must be the town's namesake, eh? Well, I guess that's about it. Not much else to do here, it seems. It's a quiet place. Not unpleasant. Sometimes quiet is nice. Let us speak to these people. Say hi to somebody, since we are here. Well, hello. How are you? You have a lovely garden. Would you be interested in selling some produce? I could use some things. Hi there. Could I buy some produce?
You look like you've seen your share of adventure.
Oh, yes.
Maybe you that. In fact, maybe you can help me with something.
Help you with something? What is it you need?
I want to be an adventurer like you. My father says I can't. He says he needs me to stay here and work the farm. And even if he did let me be an adventurer, we couldn't afford to buy armor. His name is Marl, and he's the innkeeper here. I hope you could change his mind.
Really? Well, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. I can't stand the thought of being trapped in this village for the rest of my days.
I understand.
I hope
Listen.
you could change my father's mind.
Hey,
He can be a little stubborn.
your crops seem to be thriving.
It's true. For as long as I can remember, our crops have always done well. I'm not sure whether it's the soil, climate, or the favor of the divines, but we've never had a poor harvest.
Well, interesting. So you've lived here all your life, all your considerably young life, I'd say.
Born and raised right here in Rorikstead.
Uh-huh.
My father was a soldier.
Really?
He fought in the Great War, and when it was over, he retired here to raise a family.
Right.
My mother passed away when I was just a babe, so he did his best to raise me on his own. It's not the most exciting place in the world, but the people here work hard and don't cause trouble for anyone.
Right. Well, young man, I will do what I can,
Until next time.
but I fail to see what makes war great.
Do yourself a favor and don't have children. They're good for nothing at all.
Wow, that is, quite the negative attitude, I would say. I do not have any children of my own, but nonetheless, I mean, look at these dear children. Running around, playing, that's what children are supposed to do, is it not? Ah, please. I'm an old man, I'm entitled to my lollygagging now and then.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the coal down.
Hello, good man.
If
Look-
you need a meal or room, I've got both.
Actually, I just spoke to your son.
I only take real coin here. No handouts and no bartering.
I'd like to talk about your son, Eric.
My son?
Yes.
Eric? What about him?
Well,
Something happened? Is he all right?
oh, he's fine. He's fine. So, listen, you should let your son choose the life he wants. If you do not, he's simply going to walk away and you'll never see him again.
But the world is a dangerous place.
Yes, I
Eric
know.
has no idea what he's getting himself into. What's more, he's got no armor. I'll have to save up the money for it.
Look, let me help you. Okay? You don't want him to be bitter, right? You don't want him to become bitter and resentful and never come back home again, right?
Perhaps you should let a father decide what is best for his own son.
Look, I don't have any sons of my own, no daughters or anything like that. Heaven forbid. Ooh, Marl as a father is a scary thing. But, listen, I would hate to see any kind of wedge driven between a man and his children. Let me help out, okay? Here, this is going to get you a start on some armor, okay?
You would give your own coin to help my son?
Of course.
I'm moved by your compassion. Your kind deed will not go unrewarded, my friend. Tell Eric I've changed my mind and will visit Whiterun soon to fit him for armor.
Very good. I will do so. Come, Mr. Whack. I can see how a man would be, I don't know, reluctant to allow his children to just run off to war. But I don't think that's what Eric is suggesting at all. I think he just wants a life of exploration and adventure, much like Marl craves now. I spent so much time in my laboratories and in my libraries and in my little hovels studying. Sweet roll, right? Yes, I've heard it all before. So, anyways, I have to believe that this young man knows what he wants in life, and I respect that.
Do yourself a favor and don't have children. They're good for nothing at all.
You, sir, I do not respect. Shove off. Ah, listen, son, I talked to your dad.
Did you have any luck talking to my father?
Well, yes, he changed his mind.
Can't thank you enough, friend.
Certainly.
Hope you'll come back to Rorikstead soon and pay me a visit. Maybe we can swap stories about our adventures over a mug of ale at the inn. Until next time.
Swapping stories sounds like a capital idea. Next time I am Rorikstead, I will visit you. If you make it to Whiterun, please feel free to look me up. I have no idea where I shall be. I could be living on the streets for all we know, but look me up nonetheless. Well, that was interesting. I suppose we should get back to it. Yeah, looks as if Mr. Thero is finished hitting on this poor woman. Unfortunate thing. Ah, Mr. Thero, cooking, I see. Miraculous. I admire that. Please don't start the whole place on fire. I'm going to simply pack things up here. Need to be on our way. Let's see. Put out those lamps. And pack it up. How is it that my hood is on? I did not do that. Oh, I think it's activating things within the tent that did it. Mm-hmm. Yes, without a doubt. Alright, so we're going to pack it up, ladies and gentlemen. So the Dovahkiin stuff, pretty straightforward. Let's see. Break it down. Put out our fire. Okay, then it's kind of in this big container where I'm putting all the camping stuff. That bowl in there as well. Roasting spit, torches. Okay. Okay, and then let's see. Barrel number 1 was where our torch oil ended up. So we'll stash that in there. It is kind of tedious. That's why I think, you know, the camping with the cart is something that we will do occasionally, but not regularly. What I do like about it, though, is I really do appreciate the way that you can just load the thing up and travel with intent across the countryside and really use the cart as a basis for a camp anywhere. Sometimes it's satisfying to be able to kind of prepare ahead, right? Okay. All right, I think that's good. Okay. Now, the last thing we got to do, looks like Mr. Cerro is going to talk to this woman again. Let's see if we can call him back. I have no way of knowing whether or not I lost or won that bet, so we will have to resume that discussion later. Let's tether the horse. And off we go. All right, so got a ways to travel. One of the things that I really, really enjoy about the travel sequences is these are the occasions when we get to chat a little bit about the direction of the story and what's coming next, and we get to fill in some holes and so forth in the background of our characters. So let's talk about that a little bit. So I thought, since we are headed to Whiterun with the idea that Marl is going there to, in essence, report for duty, the deal is here that he has spent his life doing research, and during all that time, his research and his lifestyle has really been supported by House Telvanni. So obviously there was a time when Marl was considered to really be a top-shelf researcher and scientist in House Telvanni. Oh, that is not good. Now we'll try battle. Good job, everybody. This is... wow. These animals are quite aggressive. Quite aggressive indeed. Let us have a look. Yes, my eyepiece is not really giving me any information about these creatures.
What's our next move?
So Marl, being the scientist and a tinkerer, he has an optical device that he has created and worked on over the years that he is designed for the purpose of helping him see things that have particles in them. This is not necessarily capable of distinguishing between a person who is a threat or not yet. He's working on trying to craft a device that will allow him to do that. But it does give him sort of a picture of what's going on with the particles inside creatures. So what he is doing here is trying to create a device that would allow him to identify threats. So one of the things that we can see with this is when he dons the device, there is a threat assess option. So, and it identifies threats based on color. So, for my purposes, for the role play, I'm basically saying that he has not quite perfected it yet. So, that is not a setting that I will be using. But as our story progresses and he's able to refine it, I think we will see it come into effect. He'll use it more. So I think the idea with the device for him was to use it as a way to try to get a leg up on threats before they became threatening, you know, to basically catch them in advance of becoming a problem. So this is an ongoing project for him. He's building his optical device, and this would allow him to see a wider array of threats as opposed to when his particle sense kicks off and he is identifying a singular threat, the most deadly threat in the area. This would allow him to see more threats at once. So that'll be something that we'll be looking at going forward. But in order for him to continue work on that, he needs to find a place to work from, and he needs to set up some kind of shop to work out of. So once we get to Whiterun, we'll be looking at our options there. I sensed it. Keep your eyes open, gentlemen. Look for movement. I shall identify whether or not it's an actual threat. Whatever it is hidden. Well hidden.
I'm glad that I'm finally traveling with something to see this coming. My last patron was killed trying to tackle an entire fort of bandits alone.
Seems competent. Well, you choose your words wisely, sir. Good day, Mildred. Good to see you again, of course. Okay, you stay away. There. Look, it is here. This way. Do you see it? I see it. Yes, right there. Goodness. If I didn't feel as if I had a moral obligation to eliminate these threats, I might consider skipping this. This looks a bit... much. Gently now. Shh. Mildred, where is she? Has she left us? She has, I believe. Right there. See what happens. Ah, yes. It is done. Very good. The threat was eliminated. However, I believe the threat has friends. Let us away. Come. Everyone back off. Oh, goodness. Well done, Mr. Zero. That should teach them. Ooh, who are these? They look like heathens. Oh, goodness. Everyone. Everyone. Careful now. Everyone careful. Taste the flames. Yes, Mildred, get on in there and have a look, please. If you wouldn't mind. Thank you. Oh, my aunt. She was always a good sport. Always a good sport. Now, we've got a choke point here. I dare you to come down there, sir. I'm waiting. Good job, everyone. Please, careful, careful. This is not good. This is more than I bargained for. Mr. Whack. He's quite aggressive. These ranged weapons are scary. Good job, everyone. Good job. There. I'm gonna burn your face off. Ah. Okay, everyone. Quiet. Let's call Mildred back just in case. Thank you, Aunt Mildred, for your assistance. I question whether or not there is any advantage in us proceeding beyond. Beyond the external areas of this fortress. It is very much not our business. Okay.
This is the end. You can't hide from me.
Okay, gentlemen, let's I say it's time to cut and run. Who are these people? People with amethyst gems. Okay. I can take that. Let's see. Ugh. Ugh, I grow weary. I think we should go. Okay, well, they fared pretty well. And they took care of the threat. Take that venison. Certainly haven't gotten very far, though. The downhill run might be a little bit easier for him. Okay. Let's continue on our journey. So, earlier I was just talking about kind of going over what... Oh, look at this. Just wait a moment. You can explain that later. Let me talk to these gentlemen. Hello there. It's kind of dangerous around here. I suggest you move on. Yes. Good choice. Good choice. Okay, you may proceed. Thank you, Marl. Okay. So, as we were talking about earlier in the episode, there's kind of a succession of events that have taken place here. Marl lost his research funding, which caused him to have to go out on his own, but in order to make money, he's actually got to work. So a friend, who is only known so far as Ferd, pulled some strings and got him a job tutoring the children of the Jarl in Whiterun. So he is traveling there. He's going to try and find a place to stay, try and find some place to call home, at least temporarily. And then he's going to start a job there tutoring those children. And that is going to be sort of a means of income or temporary employment while he gets himself established. But ultimately, his personal goal is to really figure out how to continue his research in the field. So he no longer has access to the sophisticated labs and vast libraries that he used to use back when he was working within House Telvanni. So he's going to basically start from scratch and try to build his own infrastructure and place to work out of, which means he's going to need a significant amount of cash to do so. And we saw early on, oh, it's time. These creatures will definitely come after our horse, which is not good. So I'm trying out this staff of crackling, which is kind of an interesting effect. You cast it on a creature, and what it actually does is it creates this cool little lightning cloud that floats around above their head and continually hits them with little blasts of lightning. It's pretty interesting. The other thing that I figured out is when we use battle mode, it is a huge mistake to just say get on the cart without first tethering your horse. It does some crazy stuff. So let's make sure we get Folly tethered here. By the way, I've referred to it several times, but Marl has named the horse Folly. So when we talk about Folly, that's who he's referring to. All right, let's get on board. So obviously, in order to set up shop, he's going to need a lot of resources. And he was counting on coming to Skyrim with some money in his pocket, but we had to blow almost all of it right away on the horse. So we're kind of starting from ground zero, but we've got a lot of things that we've collected along the way that helped us make back about half of what we lost on the purchase of the horse, as well as a whole bunch of stuff that we have to sell once we get to Whiterun. That will help a lot. So that's kind of the difficulty that Marl is working through right now. So on a personal level, I think that, well, Marl seems to be a fairly good-natured guy who seems to be taking it in stride. My thinking is that losing his research funding and really, I guess, acquiring the ire of the Telvanni Council and sort of being rejected by his own house is probably a significant hit to his ego. So I think that, while that may not have an obvious effect on him now psychologically, in the long term it probably will. So we'll just kind of see how that plays out as we go forward. Look, everybody. Gentlemen, look. There's giants just walking around. Wow. I can't even imagine having a farmyard where you just have just giants just walking on through any old time. That must be amazing. Let's give them plenty of space. I don't feel like tangling with a giant exactly. Look it. There it is. Whiterun, Mr. Whack, can you see it? Behold, that is our destination. We are almost there. Should be good to get off of this infernal cart. I believe that I have... Oh, goodness. This is not good. Let us just prepare. These creatures seem to think that folly is delicious. So let's just not... Creatures, behave. They seem tame. Or maybe not. Folly. Come now. Very well. Not sure what is going on here, but let's continue. I think this is what we should consider doing. Let's go to more. What else do we got? So, cart main menu. I'm just wondering if I'm thinking about... What is this? I'm thinking about whether... Oh, I see what it is. Whether or not the cart is dynamic or static. I'm just thinking about how I could perhaps have Mr. Cerro not ride in the wagon for now. So if we look at powers... Okay, here is Cart Passenger 2. We enable this, and then I'm going to go hit Teldrin with this power. Hello there. Hit him with that. Okay, I'm thinking now that he may stay out of the cart. So let's see what happens. Okay, yeah, the seat is free. So now he should walk or run beside the cart, which means... Yes, Mr. Cerro is free to deal with any sort of miscellaneous issues we have with creatures like this if they get aggressive with a horse. Let's have a look. Oh wow, look at that. He's just sat right on the... He sat right on Folly's back. Okay, well, whatever. I actually think that is hilarious because... Teldrin seems like the sort of guy who's... He seems a little bit offbeat to me. And it wasn't long ago that he was bitching about all the walking. So I could see him being like, yeah, whatever, I'm not going to ride in the cart, but I'm sure not walking, so I'm just going to sit on the horse's back, and if trouble comes, I'll jump off. I love that about Teldrin. He strikes me as just kind of being... sarcastic, sassy, a man who does his own thing. So that seems particularly fitting. Uh-oh. Gentlemen. Let us be aware of what is going on. Mr. Cerro, you are still sitting up there. Okay. Oh, goodness. There is a threat within this fort. Mildred, I require your services. Thank you. Conjuration increase. Excellent. Multitude of arrows, I have a feeling, shall be coming our way. Okay, let us do this, I believe. There's your lightning cloud. Dispatched. The scoundrel. These are all scoundrels, I would think. There we go. Ouch. Ooh, that's smart. Ooh, right in the shoulder. Ooh, excellent. What did I find? Ha-ha! Yes, that shall teach you. Ooh, okay. Look at Mr. Whack. You go get them, Mr. Whack. I shall go this way. dear. Use your services. Did you get him? You did. Mr. Whack. Extraordinary. I see. Now, from what I can tell, gentlemen, this is what I'm talking about. This is not normal behavior. People don't just gang up and take over forts and attack anyone who walks by. We're seeing the residual effects of the Lorcan particles in the ash, which gets into the food supply and turns people into madmen. That is exactly what I believe is happening here. And given the situation with the prevailing winds, and 200 years, mind you, 200 years of unchecked drift of this ash, tainted ash, it does not surprise me in the least that we are contending with this level of infection. Well done. I must say, it does pain me that I do not yet have a way to cure these poor, unfortunate people. But, in the absence of a cure, we just must eliminate the infection before it spreads. Aggressive and malicious people such as this are just... they simply must be removed as one would a cancerous tumor. Otherwise, the violence spreads, and it is always the weak and the innocent who become the victims, needless victims of this terrible affliction. So, all right, Folly, we are almost there. I'm sure you're quite tired by this point. I appreciate your service, Beast. Now, let us away. Very good. Now we are off. Everyone. Mr. Thero, you are a singular individual, I'd say. Oh, look at this. Disastrous. The family home burned to the ground. It is not good. Wonder who lived there.
This one has something sweet for the fellow traveler.
Who does? No, we're in a bit of a hurry, man. Not interested in anything sweet at this point. What I'm interested in is a bath. That would be amazing. Fallen tree. Mr. Thero, who is driving this cart anyway? Did we not establish that I was the cart driver? I feel as if you're steering the ship at this point. It is rather annoying. However, it does free me up to actually read. So, thank you very much. I guess I shall read then. Yes, this is actually not bad. I might be even able to lay down in back of the cart, catch some much-needed rest. Yes. Look at that, please. Now this is a city, people. Look it. This is a city. Indeed, we have made it. We have arrived. I must say, I was questioning whether this would actually happen at one point. Mr. Thero, up here to the left. See where that other cart is. We must find a place to put up our horse. Yes, right in here. This looks great. Perfect. Well done. Well done indeed. Off we go. Ah, goodness.
By Eastmere, it's true. A jester, funny suit and all. Just north by the Lord.
Ah, a jester.
A coffin in a cart with a broken wheel. I'd like to see him laugh his way out of that.
Maybe they do have shows here. Ah, oh, Mr. Wack, stop bothering that man. Please, stop. Stop it. I'm sorry, sir. I don't know why he's climbing all over your cart. Mr. Wack, please, come. Come. I need you to do something. Look, there's something shiny over here I need you to inspect. Inspect this, please. Leave the man alone. Oh, come now. Leave the man alone. Please. Anyways. Okay, let us grab what gear we can, gentlemen. And we are going to go in and find lodging for the night, and then on the morrow we will have to find more permanent accommodations. So let us grab whatever we can that we could sell. Starting with these items. All this trash. Much trash. Yes, it's quite heavy. Everybody take something, please. Mr. Thero.
What's our next move?
Well, we are going to find some accommodations, but I need you to carry some things, please. Okay. How about these items of apparel? We are going to sell these things. So, I'm giving them to you. I have no idea what they're worth, but it's worth a shot anyways. Let me gather up some for myself. Okay, let's grab these armors, I guess. Here's that interesting battle axe. Let's bring that and study it. Some bows. Several longbows. Some daggers. What's wrong with that? Axe, we'll leave that behind. Several daggers. These are quite fine boots. Perhaps we can get some money for those. A wooden sword. I don't remember picking that up. Okay. Some gauntlets. Sure. What else? Oh, these robes. I should like to inspect those, I think. This hood. Hood might be nice for colder weather. We'll keep that. An eye patch. What in heaven's name does one need with an eye patch? Don't know. These mage rolls. And all of this. I'm taking all of this. Grey robes. That might be nice for some nice casual times, yes. I'm going to keep that. Okay, gentlemen. Let us go. You there, sir.
All this walking. I wish there was a silk strider around here.
Well, there is not a silt strider. If you haven't noticed, there's very little silt as well. So get used to it.
What's our next move?
Good man. We are going to leave our horse here, if you wouldn't mind looking after her. Her name is Folly, and she's a good beast. Please take care. Let us go, gentlemen, and see what the city of Whiterun has to offer. 3 gentlemen on the town. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for watching another episode of Ashes. Remember that if you're interested in seeing the companion episodes that go along with this, of the Shadeling, and seeing what his parallel adventures are bringing to the story, you can do that by subscribing, becoming a Patreon supporter. You only need to donate $1 a month $1 a month. That's $12 a year to have access to that content. So you can find out more information about that at patreon.charactercrusade.com. If you'd like to join our community, get involved in discussions, share some screenshots, roleplay ideas, you can find us on Discord at discord.charactercrusade.com. And until next time, stay out of the ash.